Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Nova Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Hello, welcome to BKS1 Radio, the Our Show. It's your girl, Latoya Chanel. And of course, I'm sitting here with my bestie from all the resty. What's Northwest song? Anyway, Miss Queen B, and we are here on another Tuesday, and by the grace of God, we are here. Hey, Katab. We are here by the grace of God. And happy to be in the building from such a crazy day and a crazy work week. We were out last week. We had some things that was going on, but we're back, happy to be back in the building today.
Yes, we are.
And to get to talking to you because you guys know that we have been on this series of healing.
Yes.
And so we just want to make sure that we are continue on that. And yeah. But you know what I want to do before we get into our topic for tonight?
What do you want to do?
Okay. I want to talk about some things that first and foremost, our hoodies, right?
Oh, yes.
Our hoodies. So our hoodies that we both have on, as you can see, everybody in the cameras, says Curate Your Squad. Shout out to the owner, producer, curator of this, Mr. Katab, my friend who's actually watching right now. So shout out to you, Katab, for you hear that? Shout out to Katab for creating these. Curate Your Squad. The message in itself means a lot to me. I mean, I know, what it means to him, but definitely what it means to me over the last 2 years or so about making sure that for me, the definition is making sure you are intentional about those folks that you are around.
Oh, absolutely.
There is reciprocity in that. We went through that all of last year. And just making sure you are around people that are pouring into you and you are able to pour into them. And these are people that are pertinent to your life. And these are people that are important. It's nothing is just a lackadaisical relationship or something that there is no reciprocity in it. It is intentional. It is purposeful. And, you all are on a mission together with your lives, right?
Yes.
Your lives are parallel to one another. So that's why I live it, I wear it, and I am it. Right?
Okay.
So, so shout out to him for creating these. I love this. I need more things that say, messages like this.
I think it's please know that I'm not paying attention, but I'm sharing the show as we're speaking to friends, family, and everything. But hi, guys. How are you? Happy Tuesday and all that good stuff. But yes, it is very important, especially at the age that we're at right now, to have people that are around you that are intentional about you, right? And when I say intentional, I mean that has your best interests at heart, that pours into you and you pour into them, and then everything that you give out, they give back, the same. And it doesn't have to exactly be the same, right?
Yeah.
Because we all love different.
Right.
But it has to do with just making you better, right?
Yeah.
And seeing that you're better and really caring about if you're better.
Yeah.
That part.
And I'm at a point in my life where I can't be around anyone that's not sure about me.
Right. Oh, yes. Yeah.
I can't be around
that you start
anyone,
doubting. Absolutely.
anyone
Absolutely.
where you're not sure about me, whether
Absolutely.
you're not sure about how you feel about me, you're not sure about how you can interact with me,
Absolutely.
you're not sure about who you think I am as a person, you're just not sure. If you're not sure, then we don't need to be in any kind of relationship with one another.
Absolutely.
I get from being single and from a dating perspective, right? Where, you're just meeting people and you're getting to know people. So that's a little bit different for me. But for the people that are actually a part of my circle and the people who are actually a part of my squad, as they say, as this shirt says, if you are not sure about me, I can't even be around you at this point. I'm past the junior high school days of having frenemies.
Absolutely.
I'm past the junior high school days of well, this is my friend, but I don't necessarily know if I can say this to him or her, or I don't know how they're going to see me if I say this or if I do this. Listen, this is me. This is who I am. And if you don't know it by now, and if you don't accept it by now, then we are not peoples. I agree. Because at this point, why do I have a bunch of restraints?
I agree.
Why do I have people around me that I have to be restrained around?
And shout out to friends that I spent time with this weekend too. Shout out to them. Shout out to my sister-in-law.
Absolutely,
Katara.
absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody just made her weekend definitely special for her, but special for all of us. I just want to shout them out. We were always cool. All of us were always cool, but during the pandemic, we literally, actually, it was their 20th.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was a class reunion.
I wasn't even supposed to be there. No. I was just taking money. But it just cultivated a friendship with all of us in a way that I can't even explain. And we crack on each other. We love each other. We fight with each other. We do all of the same things, right? But ultimately, when it comes down to it,
all of it is for a purpose.
Absolutely, and that's what we said. We couldn't have,
it's for a purpose.
We couldn't have been joined together at a better time. But just shout out to everybody just pushing forward in life, and shout out to Katara. Like you keep pushing, girl. Shout out to her. Keep pushing. We're going to keep loving you. We love you. Everybody loves you. And we out here.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
We out here.
Right. Like these relationships for a purpose. Like Katab said, don't nobody got time for uncertainty. Absolutely. We are not in that space right now. We are all growing. We are all obtaining things. We are all moving into different phases of our life. We are all, just doing different things, whether it's your career or your family or your finances or any of your goals. You can't have those people around you that are just hesitating or I don't know or I don't no. Those days are long gone. Those days are in the past. If you are around me, it is because you are certain about yourself.
Right.
Number one. Can we say that? You are certain about yourself, number one. And then you are also
You know who taught me that? No, Maya Angelou. She said, be careful of the person that's naked that's trying to give you a shirt. If that's not the most profound way of saying it. Like, you giving me a shirt, but you're not even, you're have a
clothed.
shirt on.
You're not clothed. So you haven't even tried to work on yourself.
That part.
But you trying to
cover me up.
So
no.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely. So these are people that are certain about themselves. And these are people that in whatever phase of life they're in, they are comfortable in being who they are, right?
Absolutely.
So people who are certain about themselves and people who are certain enough about me where we can have a genuine relationship. So, again, shout out to everybody. Again, shout out to Katab because these are his shirts. And Curate Your Squad is definitely not something that I just wear. It is something that I have lived.
Absolutely.
And I abide by this. This is now law for me. And I feel like if you're smart, you'll make it law for you too.
That part.
But anyway, so that was that taking care of business number one. Number two, when you curate your squad and there's reciprocity, the first thing you should be trying to do is making sure that you are not only leveling up yourself, but you need to make sure you're leveling your circle up.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So whatever their dreams are, whatever their goals are, while you are living out your dreams and people are pouring into you, you need to make sure that you are pouring into others as well. So I'm going to just hold up this flyer here, right here, if you all can see that, because that's exactly what I have done when I created this event. And I don't know if you see right down here at the bottom. Where is it? Right
That's
there.
so
Where
funny.
is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right down here at the bottom. If this face looks familiar to you,
It might not.
It might not, especially in this picture, right? So if this face looks familiar to you, it's this person right here sitting next to me, because this person sitting right next to me, who is my best friend, is also a poet.
Yes.
And that is why her name is Pinterest. That's writing. Yes. That is why her name is Pinterest on social media, because she is a poet. Whether she does it every single day or does it just for events, that is what she does. And that is a part of her, and that is a part of how she expresses herself and her creativity, because she is also a creative outside of being on this particular show. So, I created this particular event here, and why would I create this event here publicly and not have all of my people on it? So shout out to Norm, that is also on there, who you all know is the owner of, part owner of this radio station. He will be DJing tonight. I got Miss Queen B right here, who is also going to be on it for this particular event, and another one of my friends, Miss Kitty Ricky, who is also going to be hosting with me. That is comedian Miss Kitty Ricky, who just came off a tour with Cat Williams. But it's going to be a lot of fun that night. But the event is going to be October 19th, and actually it's an after-party poetry event that is going to be at NJ Pack on October 19th. And then you have here, the actual show is going to be Represent. And so that is with MC Light, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, and it's going to be hosted by Miss Jones from 94.7 The Block. And that is going to be October 19th at NJ Pack. So please get your tickets for that today. And then make sure you stick around for the post-show event that I am also managing with this one here. If you ever need to see her doing her art, you can come out and you can make sure you do that. So not only is that taking care of business, that is also going along with how we started the show, which was making sure that you are curating your squad, because that's important. Reciprocity is real.
Very
important. And as your friends and family pour into you, if they are part of your squad, making sure you are doing the same thing for them. So
I agree.
Yeah. So that's taking care of business. So listen, I guess now we can start getting into some of our topics.
Yes.
So we're going to get into just some updates of just different things that we didn't get a chance to talk about over the next few weeks. Right. And then we're going to go back into one of our main topics, which was the guys who was in the studio, which again, that's going to continue on, and we're going to continue that healing circle on with them. I'm not sure if we're going to have them back in the studio next week or the week after. Okay. But we have been talking about the topics in their absence, and then, we come together with them to talk about things. Today I wanted to talk about just the this notion online where you've been seeing a lot of black women that have been talking about black men now have this hate for black women. So we want to go into that. You know what I mean? And then, we're going to get all of your comments. And trust me, we're taking all this stuff in. We're talking about it behind the scenes. We're talking about it in groups, because, you can't heal unless you're having a conversation about things. But before we get into that, go ahead, Queen B. You wanted to get into a couple of things.
Well, you know how it goes.
I'm a drink because I'm stressed.
Red cup. When you see the red cups,
when y'all see these red cups
when you see the red cups,
that's
means
when you had a stressful day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But go ahead.
So, for me, let me tell you what I did. I just want to say this. I looked at this topic. I was like, everybody that knows me knows how I am when it comes to African American topics. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And things that affect our people in an inhumane way. I can't stand it. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to talk about this topic that we never got to discuss. And I actually gave this to my children as a project. They had to actually look this up and write it and give it to me. Now, those of you that are my children that did not turn it in, I promise you, I should have it tonight. I hope you're watching. Mm-hmm. But anyway, shout out to my smallest daughter, Baby Dawn. I called her Deuce, but Baby Dawn, who actually did the research on it and handed it in on time. And it's about Marcellus Williams.
And that's the gentleman.
That's the gentleman who actually was executed. Mm-hmm. And it basically, it's a sad story to me.
Absolutely.
He did 23 years behind bars, just to sum it up a little bit. And tell me your thoughts. Everybody tell me your thoughts and what you think about this. But anyway, so he spent 23 years behind bars, always saying that he was innocent. He basically was accused of he actually was put to death. Just know that he literally was put to death on September 24th. Right? And they said that he actually killed someone, a female. Said that he killed a female, but I will tell you that his DNA was not there. It did not match in any type of way. The footprints left on the scene was not his. But he stayed in jail for 23 years
and maintained his innocence
and maintained
the
it
entire
till the end.
Yeah.
And he was a devout Muslim who lived. He was born in Indiana, and then everything surrounding his case with the pick of the jury, with just the ending of how they could have made a stay in order for him to receive the proper case, like the proper trial.
Yeah.
The proper trial. I have an issue with the way they did everything from start to finish.
Absolutely.
And this man literally lost his life. And I know there are more. I understand that he is not the martyr because there are so many like this.
Absolutely.
It just bothers me that in 2024 that we're still going through this type of thing. And that even the people that actually said that he did whatever really recanted and said,
I was about to say they recanted
and said no, it wasn't him.
He wasn't there. Yeah.
So that means that they had no credible witnesses. They had no DNA that matched him to the scene. They had nothing. And he maintained his innocence. And in my heart of hearts, I do believe he was innocent. I do believe that he injustice was done to this man. And his last words basically was, about God. Being the Muslim that he was, I will tell you what his last words, because I posted it. He said, all praises to Allah in every situation. And I thought that was very profound, that even till the end, he was able to believe that even God had a purpose for this whole thing. And he will. And it will be a purpose to this. But it's disheartening to know that this is still going on in 2024. And we can date back to the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, whatever, lynching, 1880s and things like that this goes on. But in 2024, they would actually, and I literally did shed a tear for this one, because this one hurt.
Yeah.
This one truly hurt. And at the end, he still could give Allah his props and still say, hey, I might be dying right now, but guess what?
Yeah.
And he was good in prison. He was one of the good dudes. So it just doesn't make no sense. I like you guys. You guys tell me what your thoughts are, what you believe, what you think.
Yeah.
How many injustices do we have to have?
I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
Right.
Like Tasha said, they killed an innocent man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I personally, I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. I don't think in our lifetime, we are ever going to see the end of that. That would mean erasing racism in this country.
Right.
And that's not, something that's going to happen in our lifetime, if ever.
And let me just say this, and not to the people, because when I claim his innocence, this is not any offense to the family of Felicia Gale, because there is a killer out there that actually did this thing, and the wrong man was executed, in regards to this. So I'm not at all, just disregarding that a life was taken in this situation. I just think they got it wrong. I think they got it wrong. And I'm sure they'll find out later on. They'll find out what the DNA is ongoing. It could be 20 years from now. It could be 15. It could be 30 years from now. But at some point, the DNA will come out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it probably will not be his. I can guarantee that it won't be his. But I just,
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is still going on today.
And they said, and the problem that I had with the jury was the fact that they removed a gentleman that they thought resembled Mr. Williams. That is the reason why they removed the juror who was a black juror. And I thought that was very disheartening.
Again, I don't feel like this is something that is going to be resolved in our lifetime. Unfortunately, and I feel like we're in a space that even when we thought that things were getting better, we have noticed that they're not. We have noticed that it's just been hidden. We've noticed that people have just been quiet because it's not it wasn't popular for a long time to be racist. And so, it's just been hidden. But I think we saw through the election of Trump the last time that you had a lot of racists that felt like, okay, now is our time again. We can come back and we can be strong again. We can be more vocal again. We can act out again. And you started to see more of that.
Have you
I'm not saying that every Republican is a racist.
No, not at all.
But I'm saying,
because I actually have Republican friends.
I have plenty of Republican friends, but I'm saying that you voted a racist in the office. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is.
Giving you the side eye.
I mean,
just a little
you
bit.
voted a racist.
But you know what
in
it
the
is?
office.
A lot of people are not. I think, they are looking. I think before last time, I don't know what they're thinking now, but I think last time they actually thought about the business
change,
different
finances,
right?
money,
and I think that was the precedence of
I get it,
everything.
But we know who he is, and unfortunately, we know the people who follow him, what their beliefs are. The radical folks that follow him, we know what those beliefs are, and so where we may have thought in this country that things were changing or things were getting better or things were different, they're not. So and it's clear. So again, we're not gonna this is not going to end in our lifetime.
Right. So have you ever dealt with any racism?
What?
In your lifetime?
As a black woman?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it further. As a brown-skinned, darker-skinned black woman, you asking me that?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I dealt with racism. I'm not light skinned.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
I know that. But I dealt with racism and then colorism on top of it.
Right.
Oh, very, very much so. Do you remember?
So is mine?
Do you remember when we went to Dominican Republic?
Yes.
Do you remember how they treated me?
How they treated you?
Like I was the help? And I was paying y'all to come to y'all little third world island. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And
you know what's funny? No, because thank God for you being my best friend, and I'm glad we don't share the colorism thing. We don't. There is no. I grew up with a lot of ignorance. I'm gonna just say that
everybody did.
And with that whole light skin, dark skin thing, oh my God, that's another show though. We really need to do that again. Revisit
colorism,
that again. But
it's still around.
It's still around. But what's funny is so I speak Spanish, of course, fluent Spanish, and Latoya,
go ahead and
is
tell her.
brown skin and speaks Spanglish. Okay, she tries.
I tried.
But we went to Dominican Republic and we did face some type of
they didn't like me.
Yeah.
They didn't like me. They didn't
and remember the Haitian guy said
the
that.
Haitian guy told
they
me
would not.
He was like your friend is okay.
Yeah.
But and he was my complexion and he was like, your friend is okay. He was like, but you're not.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot.
And I hate that.
I was like, oh,
I hate that because you know why? I have some brown friends like this one. I have
this one.
No, because I have a brown daughter too that a lot of people no, I'm mad because a lot of people made my baby feel
of course.
That and you dealt with that too. Of course. And I did. I have a brown skin mother too.
Skin.
Yeah, I have a brown skin mother. But I'm just mad that it still exists. But I'm laughing because I had to literally reinforce to my daughter, girl, your skin is beautiful. I tan to get like you. And had my baby believing that she was adopted. And shout out because I'm adopted. But I just know that every stretch mark that I have belongs to those kids. Okay. So my issue was, I didn't like the fact that the colorism thing is a big thing, and we really need to do away with that.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you know, we can do, even if we try to do away with it in this country, like we were talking about.
Like we be like, what's the ears?
We went
Y'all ever heard that before?
Yeah, what the
with
baby
the ear color when the baby come out, they don't even ask. Do the baby got all the fingers and toes, the eyes, everything? They be like, what color are the ears?
What color is the baby?
Have y'all ever endured that in your family? Somebody talk about
ignorance.
Because
have
it's
y'all
true.
Have y'all endured ignorance in your family?
Or that baby ain't gonna be that dark, no. Or that baby ain't gonna be that light. Like, it doesn't matter.
Or maybe you should get out the sun because you gonna get dark. You gonna get darker. But you know what? It's those little.
I bake in the sun.
It's those,
and then God won't let me be great because I'm
get red.
I get red, but I'm only able to play brown skinned girl when I come back for where I come for like 4 days. A limit is 4 days, and that's it.
And then you
that's
done.
all I get. And then start peeling.
You done.
It start peeling on my forehead, and then I'm done.
And then you done.
But yet y'all got this beautiful brown skin.
Listen, but
goddess,
but they treated y'all. You know how they treated me there.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. Can we tell me about the woman that acted like she was sick so she didn't have to talk to me?
Could you?
She had the bad voice.
Yeah,
bad. It was terrible. Not going back to y'all little third world island. Sorry. Nope. Y'all can keep it. Y'all don't even have fences with your little sticks and string.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. Y'all treated me like I was the help the entire time, and I was paying with American dollars. I'm not going back. Sorry. I'm not going back. I was treated like the help the entire time.
I had a different experience.
She had a different experience.
I will say. But that's the same. I've been to Dominican Republic twice.
No, I will not.
But do you think it's just because I speak Spanish?
You the right complexion, sis.
But if I was your complexion and spoke Spanish, then what?
You would have just been Haitian and grew up on that side of the island.
What?
You would have been.
I guess
you would have been Haitian that grew up on that side of the island, like most of them.
Yeah.
But no, y'all not.
But shout out to us who we do not play that. When it comes
we don't play that.
But like I don't care, light, dark, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what it is.
Right.
Like,
but the whole point is. We don't even see an erasure of colorism within us as a people.
Right.
Are we going to see an erasure of racism in our lifetime? Absolutely not.
No, we won't.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We won't.
So then that goes
because races normally breed, and I'll say this not for everyone, because I do have friends that actually grew up that way, and they actually decided that is not the way to treat anyone, and they're totally opposite. You know, so shout out to them who literally. Like
when I lived in Pennsylvania, I lived in a very, very, very racist town, right? And so the town that I lived in, there was only one black family there, and that was mine when I first got there. And then another black family moved there that was a part of the military, and they were stationed there, right? So there were two black families in this entire town that we lived in, right? And so my son at the time, y'all know my son is grown now, but when he was a little boy, he used to go to Tiger Showman's Karate School. And there was a Tiger Showman's Karate School that was in Allentown, right? And we know Allentown is a mixture of people.
Crazy.
And so at the time, there was a woman that used to sit next to me. And she was a Caucasian woman. And when she would sit next to me, she would shake. And I thought maybe she had some kind of whatever, some nervous, neurological, whatever system thing going on. But she would shake when she sat next to me because she was another parent. And then one day she spoke to me. No, I think I spoke to her because, I'm friendly. I was like, hey, girl, how you doing? The baby's is in there. And then she looked at me and she was very nervous. And she was like, I'm not supposed to be talking to you. And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, I'm not supposed to be talking to you. And she was like, I was like, well, what do you mean? She said, I come from a family of what you would call skinheads. She said, and everything that I have been taught my entire life was you were the enemy and I am supposed to be afraid of you. And I was like, and we're having this dialogue in the karate school with our kids on the mats, and the thing as parents watching. And I was like, so what's making you talk to me today? She said, I left. She said, I left. And she said, and when I left, I was ostracized for leaving. I said, so do you talk to people of all races now? And she was like, I try. And I was like, God.
Well, because it's embedded.
It's embedded in her.
So I grew up.
That's just like, I'm not going to go outside and befriend a lion.
Right.
Because I'm taught he will eat me.
Right. Absolutely.
And for them, they are taught that black people are animals. And I only know that because I used to get the newsletters that used to come to my house in Pennsylvania.
But imagine that you would call me an animal, but you would enslave me. You leave me in cages, right? You put your foot on my neck, literally. You don't allow me to gain property. You don't allow me. You allow me to live basically in the hood, right? And then you are scared of me. You scared of what you created? Is that it? Anyway, no, I've dealt with, I will tell you this, and I told you my first bout with racism was when I was in the 5th grade. And I'll never forget, remember I came from Plainfield and I moved to South Plainfield.
Literally 2 seconds over the border.
Away, but totally different.
Small towns.
Totally different world, right?
Small towns.
So
wait a minute. Norm is stupid talking about, but they loved me in Jamaica.
Yeah.
He's stupid. They did love me in Jamaica, just not Dominican Republic.
Right.
But go ahead.
So what happened was, I remember everybody got invited to this party, and I did not. And I was waiting for my invitation, like, hey, maybe she didn't hand it to me. She'll hand it to me later. And finally, I went up to her. I'll never forget. And it's funny because she's Facebook friends with me now. But she said to me, I said, where is my invitation? She was like, I could never bring you home. Ooh. I was in the 5th grade.
I could never
bring you home.
I could never bring you home.
5th grade was when I
in
literally
South
Plainfield, but 5th grade was when I was first called out of my name, and I was called the N-word out of my name. 5th grade. 5th grade. She just said it, and I lost it. And know that she didn't deal with that one well, because she caught these hands in the 5th grade. And I went to the principal office, and shout out to my mother who came in there wilding. Okay? Came in there wilding, literally put me out the office, closed the door with the principal, said, let me tell you something.
What you not going
to do to my daughter. So I just say that to say, like, I endured that, and I did. I endured that as well. Yeah. And it's funny because some of these people, it's funny, I told a story in 10th grade. My English teacher asked me to shout out to him, who wanted to just have these conversations about racism and debunk everything that somebody felt. And it's funny that we had these conversations, and I told the story, and the girl was actually in the classroom. And she was like, and I'll never forget going up to her after, because I almost said her name until I looked to my left.
You saw her.
And I saw her, and I was like, oh. And then I went up to her afterwards, and I said, you did that to me. She was like, I don't remember that. No, you did it.
No, you don't.
You did it. You don't remember, but you did.
Most people don't.
But the thing is,
trauma. They cause other people.
Right. But the thing is that, racism is alive and well.
Yeah, of course
it's alive
it is.
and well. And it's sad that we still have to endure some of the things. I think it's crazy how, whole towns are ruined.
Of course.
We were thriving in certain errors.
Of course.
We were thriving and had our own everything, towns
that's
plains, and
that's just history.
Yeah.
I will say though that I've dealt with more colorism in my life than racism. Personally. Obviously, I've dealt with it obviously we all deal with racism on a larger scale, right? There's the places you can't go, the things you can't do, but direct.
What's funny is
I dealt with more colorism.
They put labels on things now,
racism.
like microaggression, but I remember noticing that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going into the sneaker store and the person before me was not black, but they greeted him like, "Hey, how are you?" And then when I walked in with my children, they were like, "Hey, what's up?" And I had to go to them and be like, "Hi, how are you?"
They still do that at nail shops though, right?
Do they?
I don't go to nail shops where it happens, but I've been to nail shops where it has happened, and I make sure not to frequent them. That's why I go to the places I go to.
Well, listen, they said what's up, so my son couldn't understand
because
why I was
nail
so
shops
angry.
Even in this
he
town.
was like, "Mom, I don't get it. The boy tried to say, well, we're a cool store. I said, well, why weren't you cool with them, the ones in front of me that walked in front of me? Why didn't you say what's up to them?
I noticed that
I've been
nail shops in certain areas, this town, some out in Newark, where Caucasian people come in and it's, oh, how are you? Have a day? You know what I mean? But you, what color you want? What did they immediately feel like they gotta use slang.
Yeah.
And I make sure that.
So I correct them.
Yeah,
I do.
don't.
So I remember being pulled
it's a
over.
no for me.
One time I'm being pulled over by a police officer, and of course my paperwork was right. Everything was good, right? And the guy said to my son, "You a football player?" And I remember being in the car and being so angry. And I'm like, no, actually, why couldn't he say to him, is he
Are you a history major?
Is he a lawyer?
Are you a history
Does he wanna
major?
be a lawyer when
Are
he
you a
grows up?
doctor?
Anything.
Are you a doctor?
But you wanted to ask him, could he be like those type of microaggressions about my hair when I was in corporate, about the black girl attitude, about all those things. Those things bother me, and I hated that we always had to wear our hair straight. And had to explain. I loved when the natural thing came out because I'm natural and I've been natural for a really, really long time. I need to get this gray right now.
You stupid.
But I'm letting it rock.
You stupid.
Because with gray comes wisdom.
You know what?
I have a lot of it.
Anyway,
So-
Yusef said he was 4 when he was called. You really remember that, Yusef? Yusef said he was 4 the first time he was called the N-word.
Dag. 4? By who? Did you grow up in Plainfield? Who called you that?
That's terrible.
4 years old.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. But you know what? Honestly, this is just a part of, what we deal with as a people, that people of other races, this is something that, you know what I mean? They will never know.
Yeah. I just want to say,
know?
I mean, it's just corny at this point. It is. We're thriving.
But again, like we said.
But I think it's in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
I think it's in every aspect of life. A lot of people think we've come a long way.
We have not.
And I don't think that. Because when we were still having lawsuits with Bank of America.
It's suppressed.
We're still having lawsuits with Bank of America where they are actually not giving black people the same.
Their loans.
With the same
suppressed.
criteria as their counterparts.
Yeah.
The same loans.
Yeah.
Or the same criteria or whatever on loans.
Yeah.
When you have to have lawsuits like that, when there is subtle racism, when there is whatever, when you are literally like, oh, we got the same, we're on the same even playing field, and I don't get whatever I want because of my color, then something's wrong with that.
Well, we know what that
Something's wrong
is.
with
We
that.
know that that's racism.
So, anyway, so that's my point. Like, I don't think that we've come a long way. I think we got a long way to go. And
We're
I always
not
say
gonna get there.
1960 was not a long time ago.
We are not going to get there in our lifetime.
You don't think so?
No. Sis.
Yeah, I guess.
No. If I make it to 2078 or 2079, you know what I mean? If I'm 99 or 100, I do not think that I am going to see anything any different, to be very honest with you. I just don't. I think we are still going to be dealing with this. Again, we are still dealing with colorism, but in our own race. We are still dealing with
But you know
people.
where that comes from.
Where does it come from?
Well, the colorism thing. You know where it comes from.
Where?
Because when we... You don't remember? Like, I mean, we were of
slavery, yes.
Slavery, of course.
Yes. I get all of that, but why we are still doing
Why
it.
we're still doing it, because we don't know any better.
Well, and that's why
don't know
racism
any
isn't
better.
going anywhere if we can't even eradicate colorism within us as a people.
I like hair, but I don't care if it's... I don't care what is it called? What do they say? Good hair, bad hair? Straight or like whatever they say. Like, I think it's... Ricky's mom.
Ooh, he lived on the corner of Spooner and 8th. We got the man's address.
4 years old.
Ricky. Why does that sound familiar?
Trying to figure
you
out
said?
who Ricky
Okay.
is.
All right. Yeah. That sounds familiar.
Tell us later, but
Yeah. But yeah, no. Colorism. We can't eradicate colorism within us as a people. How are we gonna? Where's racism going?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And we supposedly care about each other, right?
Yeah.
So if we can't eradicate that with us as a people, then
It's a good.
Where do you think racism is going?
I watched the Good Hair, Bad Hair. I thought that it was a great. It's on Netflix. It was Netflix. I think I watched it a while ago. I love the conversations about brown skin and light skin. And remember, there's a lot I didn't know. A lot I didn't know because remember I live in my skin and you live in your skin.
Absolutely.
So
we all have different experiences
we have different
in
because
life.
I'm like you're like the light skinned people didn't like you, but I'm like the brown skinned people didn't like me.
Right.
And we literally had to swap notes, right? When we were growing up, we had to kind of swap notes and be like, oh, you know. And I noticed the ignorance in my family. I love them, but I noticed the ignorance in my family
In all families.
about light skin, about certain things that said
you having a brown
skin
skin mom and being lighter skinned, and me being
God,
brown
ignorance.
skin with a lighter skin mom. The level
they
of
they keep looking for the daughters.
Oh, child, they never
They
thought,
keep looking
they
for the
never
daughters.
thought
They
I
be like-
belonged to my mother.
And also, my cousin used to be with us, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's your daughter," and my mom would be like, "No, that one, that's my daughter."
They
They would be looking like.
No, but with me though, it was a look of disgust when they found out it was me. Like when people would
It's funny because I think in your mom's younger years, you looked like her.
People didn't care about that.
Okay.
They would see her, they would be around her, they'd know her, and she would be lighter with red hair, and then she'd be so proud and be like, "This is my daughter," and they would be like. I swear to God.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
Let me tell you about this. No.
That has always been my life experience.
I'll never forget. And I'm going to say this on air. I think I want to say her name was Ebony Sylvester.
Ooh.
I'm going to call her out because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I was young. I'll never forget. I was 12 and 13. And you know how you're 12 and 13 and you're really unsure about yourself?
Well, you don't know nothing. There's no confidence at 12 and 13.
So you don't have any confidence. I'll never forget because my brother, don't get me wrong, my brother killed when he was growing up, and he handsome now, but when he was like that dime piece that everybody wanted. And I'll never forget her coming to our house in South Plainfield, and she's saying, "I thought his sister would look better than this." I didn't understand that. And I come from a family, don't get me wrong. It's the funniest thing. My brothers crack on me and everything, to ourselves when we're growing up. But these are the men that also tell me that I'm beautiful. They always. My brothers have always said you're beautiful. My brothers have always poured into me. My brothers also call me ugly. You know what I'm saying? But in a plain manner. They'll tell me when I gain weight and everything, but at the end of the day, they're always proud of me. They always tell me that I'm beautiful. They tell me I'm funny. They tell me all of the things.
Well, what did they say that day when she?
Oh,
said
I told. Oh, my brother was fuming. He was fuming. He was like, "What?" I thought his sister would look better than this, and I was like, what am I supposed to look like? Because we look alike.
What?
What am I supposed to look like?
Is he coming next week?
I don't know, but I
just
want
Tasha say I know her.
I had to call her out. I know her. I call her, and if you know her, then you know the place that it come from. But she said that she was dating my brother for a little bit, and she said that she came to our house to visit, and she said that. Yes, she did.
Child. Well, I used to always tell y'all about when people used to find out I was Sandra's daughter.
What Shahira say?
Shahira said her mom was lighter skinned too, and people used to think that all her sisters was adopted.
Oh my God.
But yeah,
But black people create. We are
all colors.
Wait, but the funniest thing is that we create our kids looking like whatever. You understand? Yeah. I think that's the funniest thing. Our kids could come out looking like anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. I have a nephew. Shout out to him who's in Savannah, first year in Savannah, but he is light skinned with freckles and red hair, just like his father. Mm-hmm. Like I think it's so crazy that we can birth, and his mother's brown skin.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out, we just birthed. We're amazing at creating whatever we create.
Yeah, but
it's created by a black woman.
But the thing is that we can't create a solution for colorism in our own race.
Yeah, it's disheartening.
It is.
I like y'all to tell us our stories because we are going to have a show about that. Mm-hmm. We did have a show a long time ago, right?
We
about
did.
that,
we
and
did.
it was eye opening.
We did. Yeah.
It was so eye-opening because even what I had learned and what I had grew up in, I didn't realize how much.
Yeah, how bad it was.
I didn't know.
And the crazy part is whenever people talk about, the first thing that happens when people talk about colorism publicly, right, is people get angry, right? Black people some black people get really, really angry when you start talking about colorism and say, are y'all still talking about this? Right? Mm-hmm. And then those same people are the ones that go on and continue to make the same ignorant comments that grandma and great grandma made. Like comments like, you're pretty for a brown skinned girl. You know what I mean? People that still say that, whether they know it or not, that's ignorant. That's ignorant. Because your assumption is because somebody is darker, they can't be beautiful. Yeah. Or you're saying that all lighter people have to be pretty.
And that's
right?
not true.
We clearly know none of that is true, right? So it's like,
what?
I'm just saying. But
no.
But
no,
these are
right.
the same people that get mad and say, you still talking about colorism. Y'all still bringing up this topic.
Have to.
Right, you have to.
We have to.
Y'all are still bringing up this topic. You're still doing this. You're still doing that. But those are the very, very, very same people that still make those ignorant comments. So, I
don't like that they did that. And I spent years actually telling my brown baby that she was beautiful. I remember
because the world is going to tell her that she's not.
But I remember her sitting down with me and be like, Mom, you could just tell me if I'm adopted. I was like, what?
The world is going to tell her
everybody
she's not.
could not believe. And I remember picking up my son from school, and the kids would be amazed. You're Zion's mom? Now, Zion is not that much lighter than me, right?
Yeah.
So he's not that much lighter than me. But I think my daughter got it the most, and was so mad about that. Mm-hmm. Because or they tell her, which I had to have people stop doing that. Mm-hmm. They be like, you look just like your mom, but you brown skin. And it's like, why? Just say she looked just like her mom.
Why is that a thing?
Just say she looked just like her mom. Why do you have to put her color in it?
People do that.
The ignorance.
People
and I don't care what you say.
But do you know how many people I still see do that online? This is my brown skin shaboop boop.
Wait. And you know what I don't like? And listen, I got some cousins that's going to listen to this and they're going to be mad. And I'm going to call them out. I hate when they got a light-skinned child and they be like, this my white girl. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
This is people. When are we going to stop?
What is wrong with you?
When are we going to stop?
Yeah, no.
When are we going to stop?
At this point.
It's ignorant. It's really ignorant, people.
Here go my white girl.
Please don't say that like that no more.
Well, that's what they do.
Don't say that like that no more, please. Again, it's the same thing.
Stop it.
It's my brown skin shaboop boop. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why? Because you know what the crazy part is with brown skin people? Everything is about your complexion.
But what's funny is
everything is about your complexion.
Why do you say that?
Everything. You can't just be pretty.
Oh yeah.
You can't just be pretty. You can't just be pretty, and you can't just be beautiful. And anytime anybody gives you a compliment, the first thing they talk about is your skin. It's complexion.
So
it's complexion. It's skin tone. It's color. It's this. You can't just be like, oh wow, you're really pretty.
I mean, I don't know if this is reverse colorism, but when I was younger and I was like 18 and I thought I was popping, I went to Newark and I had this friend and this guy said, "Oh, I don't date no red bone."
Ooh.
And he took my friend number and not mine.
Yeah.
He took my friend number and not mine.
No, that's reverse.
This was in Newark, New Jersey. He was like,
Yeah,
he looked at me like, I don't date, no, but with disgust. It was,
This complete
I don't
disgust.
date no red bone.
Disgust.
Yeah, he was really, and I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Oh no, it's a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing. The same way we be called darkies all the time.
Oh.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing.
God, if I've ever done that.
It is definitely a thing.
God, that's crazy.
But do you know to this day at 45 years old, I still get that you are pretty for a brown skin girl.
I don't like that.
To this day.
I don't like that.
I'm talking about, what's today's date? October 1st, 2024. To this day, I still get that.
I mean, they say you grew up.
And people think they giving me a compliment.
You grew up to be so pretty, and I was just trying to figure out.
I was so
how
apparently
was
I
I
was so
before?
ugly.
How was I before? Because I got the same.
Damn, like,
I got the same exact face.
Well, like, what damn remember how ugly was I before?
How was I? Now you know everybody go through that hair thing because I went through the hair thing. You know how you start doing your own hair, yada yada.
Yeah,
and
you
shout out
having
to
your
my
bangs
mom.
looking like this, you know.
Shout out, yes, or my bang was kind of burnt or whatever. Yeah, I went through that phase.
yeah.
I know all of y'all have too.
Yeah.
When you start doing your own hair and thinking
Yeah.
whatever, and you start start doing frying. I did that. Oh,
said
I did that.
frying.
No, because you put a hook in your hair because you done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I did all that. I did that, and I was looking. I was funny looking at some points. but
Everybody was.
Was they?
Everybody, 12, 13, 11, 12, 13, everybody is funny looking. Because you transitioning from a child into what you really going to look like. And it's weird. Like
It's a
kids,
weird stage.
Like 11 through 14, kids don't be cute. I'm sorry.
I love my kids, but they
don't
had
be
they
cute.
weird stages.
They be weird. Your head be too big.
For
like
your body.
for your body. Sometimes your eyes don't be right. Your
Nah,
nose don't be right. Like kids be,
And then the
they be
hairstyles
weird
you
looking.
choose don't be right
That
either.
don't be-
But then you grow
You
into
gonna grow
yourself.
out of it.
But the thing is, shout
You
out to
gonna
my
grow out of
mom
it.
because like when I was like, 14, 15, 16, whatever, she used to get my nails done faithfully every 2 weeks.
Mine
my
didn't.
hair
I was
done.
doing my own.
This one, my mom
I was doing
faithfully
my
2
own.
weeks. I was at the beauty parlor with her.
I was
And
at the beauty parlor. I was because I worked there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was at the beauty parlor. So I would get a few things done here and there. Tasha's stupid.
Now I got my nails done.
But I would do. I did all my own.
Yeah.
But Lance said it's because you go to Paula. Tasha, please shut up. We're gonna have a show about that.
What?
Me and Tasha's experiences at Paula.
Okay.
Because that's what we were supposed to talk about tonight.
Oh my bad.
No. We at the end of the show, but we're gonna come back to it. But we were supposed to just talk about just experiences, publicly, experiences in society, and the shift because we started talking about it when the fellas was here.
Right.
So you know what we are gonna have to have them back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have them back.
Yeah, next week. We'll
Fellas,
have them back.
and know that we want to have different topics. If you have a topic
Yes.
that we need to talk about that
Yes,
you think
yes, yes.
that's pressing, please hit us up in the
Yes.
chat because there are so many things that I want to delve into. I want to delve into the LGBTQ community.
Mm-hmm.
I want to delve into religion.
But
always
I
a
want people's honest
opinions.
thoughts.
Right.
Like, don't come on here if you're not going to give your honest.
Right. There's
thoughts
so many
about all of that.
conversations that
Yeah.
we're going to have
Yeah.
before the end of this year that I really want you guys, and we're going to have some guests and everything.
Yeah.
But I just want to talk about some hard things.
Yeah.
Some. I just want to talk about it all.
Yeah. And so for the fellas on here, Yusef, Jason, if y'all are still on here, please let me know if y'all are available next week because
Yes.
we definitely want to make sure that we
Yes,
have
yes,
you
yes.
back. And we are going to contact the other gentlemen just to make sure that they
Yes.
they're available too, so we can get back into having our community discussion about what's going on with the state of us as Black folks and why aren't we getting together and what it is that we are not doing as far as the state of the Black family is concerned. Thank you, Jason.
And
Jason said I'm there.
how can we bridge the gap? That's the
How-
part. Because
what can
I'm
we
all
do?
about. I think we should be all about solutions at this point.
We should
of the game.
We
We
know
are
the
getting older.
problems.
We know the issues already.
We know the
mean,
issues.
we've complained about the same issues for a really long
Over
time.
and over
So
and
let's
over
come up
again.
with some solutions to this meeting of the minds. Let's come up with some solutions together.
Right.
But like I said, before the end of this year, there's going to be so many topics that we talk about. Understand that we're not zoned on one topic. There's so many bridges.
No.
We want to do some financial literacy type of things.
That's
we
it.
want to we want to do some things
Level
that
up. Level up.
leveling up. That's
Level
what the
up.
show is going to be called.
Level
Leveling
up, everybody.
But we want to talk about so many things. We do before the end of this year.
You know, my glasses got a tint on it. Is there a tag in my glasses? Does it say the
Oh God!
It say it, don't it?
This is Gucci.
It says it. Oh my God, that was Apollo's conversation.
Apollo's convo.
Tasha
because
Dees,
he was ignorant.
Tasha Dees is doing it too. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
he's ignorant,
It's a
though.
tag in my glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ignorant. Ignorama.
The stuff you put up with as a single person. Listen, y'all. I need to get married by next year. I'm saying this publicly. Okay. Y'all hear this? What year is this?
24.
By 25. By 25, y'all. Because I need for whomever my husband is to put a stop to all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to show up.
Can you?
Show out. Yeah.
It's time. Just put a stop to all of this foolishness.
He's at the Burger King drive-thru.
Is he at the Burger King?
Yeah,
He eat Burger King?
for you to give him his crown. Remember? waiting for you to give him his crown hat. He's at this. Yeah.
I mean, listen, next year, y'all, I need to be getting married.
But yeah, we want to talk about, guys, we are going to talk about businesses. We're going to talk about all types of stuff. So please, we're going to have some fascinating people on this show.
We
as
are
well.
definitely.
So-
Oh, and the ladies from the ladies from the Academy are going to be coming back too. Where I had talked about red flags, you know, all of last year, and we were getting into yellow flags and we were getting into green flags. Jason, you are funny. And we were getting into, you know, all of that, but they are definitely going to be coming back. I got a meeting with them, so we got to schedule them, and we're going to keep talking about yellow flags and, you know, psychological perspective and all of that.
And
too,
please, one more shout out. Please come to the NJ Pack show. It's going to be, when I tell you, every single time we do this show, like I've done it before, my one poetry, it went viral on TikTok. But it's gonna be a dope show. It's gonna be a dope show. So get your tickets or whatever. I'm there.
So get your tickets for this show,
and then this show,
and
is
then
free.
and then this is the after
and this is the
party
after party
for
After
the
show.
show,
It's the after
and
party
Queen
after
B,
the party,
as you
it's
see at the
hotel
bottom,
lobby and
right?
that.
Queen B at the bottom is going to be performing
Yes.
that night. DJ Storm Norm is going
And
to
I'm
be
gonna share it with my
DJing that
peoples.
night. Yes, so boom, come for this show, buy a ticket for this show, and stay for this show, everybody. That's literally in like about 2 weeks or so. Y'all
Yes.
see it over there on Instagram. That is literally like in 2 weeks or so.
So if I'm not answering back, that means
October 19th.
I'm getting my ish together for the show.
She was like, I'm just getting my poetry
getting my
stuff
poetry
Yeah,
together
yeah.
for the show.
Jason said he was at the last one and it was super dope.
Oh, that's
So
right.
he
Jason, I
was
did see
there.
you. You were
He was there in his
there.
fur coat.
Yes, you.
Okay?
Oh,
Because I remember
in that big rich town.
Hey. Well, listen, everybody. All right, so we'll be back next week. Like I said, we're going to have the guys back with us last week, and we're going to continue on with our community discussion on how we are bridging the gap between us as African-American men and women so that we can continue to create families, move forward, and level up in all ways. And for all of us as a people, make sure, everybody, y'all continue to curate your squad because your squad is important. And your squad are the people...
To your health.
It's vital to your health. It's vital to your survival. It's vital to every single thing that you do in life. Your squad, your friendship, your circle, your wise counsel is important. But in the meantime, God willing, we'll be back here next week. Same time, same place,
Love
different
you guys.
show. And we love you guys. And we'll see you soon. So, Jeff, take us away. I'm going to have a shot, y'all. Because you know what I mean?